What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ville Chillin' Podcast, brought to you by Villainy NT. Today, we talked to Stevie of Cave Valley Kava. So he owns Kentucky's first Kava lounge, and if you don't know about Kava, you can stay tuned and hear about it. You can definitely look it up and do your own research as well. But we learned about him because of the music venue and how many local artists, and local talent he's been bringing in. So hang out, and we're going to talk about it.
Kava's the jam.
All right. So today we have the pleasure of chilling with Stevie, right, from Cave Valley Kava, man. So how are you doing?
Doing great, y'all. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, our pleasure, dude. We heard about you from interviewing Christ McConnell because he talked about his show that he played there. So we did that a couple months ago, and that's how we first heard of you, and then started kind of following you and seeing everything you've been doing with the live shows and stuff. So just figured why not reach out and link up. So
yeah, pleasure's all mine. Yeah, that was a great show.
Awesome. So I guess to really kind of get started, like, what is Kava for anybody or those of us? I personally don't really know anything about Kava, so could you give us some background on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So kava comes from the root of the kava plant that mainly grows in Oceania. Some people call it nature's Xanax. So it's a natural muscle relaxer. I've never done Xanax personally. I can't really attest to that, but it is very relaxing. I suggest everyone over the age of 18 tries it.
Cool. And so, like, how did you, like, I guess, get into it, or how did you find it? Because it's definitely a different thing, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. It's such a unique plant. So I started selling it in 2016, working at a natural apothecary. It was just my college job at the time. And then I worked in the health food natural apothecary business for the next couple of years. I moved on to like a bigger international market in Bloomington, Indiana from there, where I oversaw their vitamins and supplements. And right now, currently, kava, it's technically a tea, but it's technically a supplement in the US. So I could sell a lot more of it, overseeing that supplements department. And then I quit drinking just over 3 years ago, and when I was like just kind of at a dead end point feeling of my career at the time, I just like took my last paycheck from working in a dish pit and launched Cave Valley Kava, just because like I wanted to be a kava tender, and there wasn't a kava lounge here. Like,
yeah,
I love Louisville. I don't want to live anywhere else to become a kava tender, so I just launched my own business.
And so are you from Louisville? Is that why you kind of wanted to focus it here, or you just lived here a long time? And
I'm kind of new to Louisville, so I started selling kava in Buffalo, New York, actually. But I had lived in southern Indiana in my mid-20s, and just fell in love with Louisville since then. And yeah, I couldn't imagine living anywhere else, so happy to serve the community here.
that's awesome. We definitely love Louisville ourselves, so that's why we do this whole thing. So,
And it started out, so you started out in just a bike and a cart, right? Is that kind of how it started, like whenever you first opened Cave Kava?
Yeah, I started with like a portable bar. Like, I launched this business with very little startup funding, and like I wanted to cut down on costs, like even having a portable bar. So I was like, my main cost was gas, kind of, because I was driving out to the east side and setting it up. So I was like, how can I eliminate that and like reduce my carbon footprint too? So I started a bicycle cart and a bicycle delivery service too.
Awesome. So you're putting in the footwork. You're going around the city. You know, delivering your brews. How does that turn? You know, how does that transition from just a mobile to a brick and mortar?
Yeah. So I was, I saw like kava is a very big growing industry, because like I feel like my generation is cutting down on like smoking cigarettes, and like the next generation is cutting down on smoke or on drinking alcohol. I mean, so like kava is such a good alternative. Like it's a completely different experience from alcohol, but kava is just a good alternative to alcohol, I want to say.
For anyone that's never done it, or how would you explain it to them? Compared to drinking or something like that.
I mean, it doesn't give you a hangover, really. I mean, I've had probably more kava than anyone in the whole region, and I've only ever like gotten something that resembled a hangover symptom like once or twice ever. It really does not give you a hangover. And it's been used for over 3,000 years. Like in other countries with less big pharmaceutical companies, they have prescribed kava to help treat anxiety, sleep loss. There's people who have, like, I've had customers actually earlier, a guy who says he has schizophrenia and kava is the only thing that helps him. I have people recovering from opioid abuse, alcohol use, like my path, and veterans with PTSD. I'm not a physician, I'm a kava tender, so I can't really go say much more than that, but it appeals to a wide assortment of people.
It definitely sounds like it's helping people for a wide variety of different things. When I was younger, I was having trouble sleeping, and I actually saw it as the supplement. I guess it was like the pill form, and it definitely helped me, crash. I had some like wild dreams too. Do you have you heard of had any kind of like wild dreams from it, or like experiences on like that?
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely people have reported that for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never had any experiences with it really, but it definitely sounds like a better alternative than plenty of other chemicals that people use to take care of those things. And so I guess just to transition slightly, like what made you want to turn your lounge into like a music thing? Was it just because it's kind of a hangout spot anyways? You just wanted to, like, why not use the space? Or
yeah, I mean, well, my background is as a music worker. So I've worked at venues before. I've started venues out of my house when I lived in Indiana, and I've toured internationally, and that's kind of like getting free touring around and getting free drink tickets, like that kind of fueled my alcoholism. And we played, I mean, people seem to love it, but still, like it was affecting my health. So now we tour around other cities, and there's kava lounges, like, and kava's really helped me as a musician and to give back to the music industry, and see, first of all, there's so many sober musicians out there. A lot of them love kava already. There's some who like discover it because they play here, and then like it ends up helping them out. And I mean, Kava like really does build a community, and adding music performance, spoken word, cinema, whatever to that, like that's just what people wanted to have here. And I mean, I think it just, I've been doing it for many years, so it is a no-brainer.
Right, and that's awesome. That I love how you took two kind of passions and kind of blended them into one and opened that up to the community, like you said, giving people the freedom of space to be able to do that. That's really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So many good bands have come here. I mean, we had 82 different acts last year, so
yeah,
Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year, man. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's kind of how I started the show off, I guess, is because we talked to Carson McConnell. You know, he was pretty much, he was our first interview, really. So it was awesome to see that. And then we saw him somewhere else. We didn't make it to the show there, but you know, that was the main thing, and that was the main one he was promoting. So it was just natural synergy that we ended up talking to you, and we just saw it grow from there. So congratulations on that whole experience and that whole growth. That's awesome.
Thanks, you too. Yeah, congrats on your new podcast.
Thank you.
Would you say your background in music and traveling, I'm guessing you probably created a lot of relationships with other artists, other musicians. Is that how you've brought in all the acts that you have over the last year? Or is it just kind of organic from?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was in the hosteling industry for a bit, so that's what brought me to the Midwest, like, because I wanted, like, I love to travel, and I was just like broke, so I didn't want to like pay rent. So they'd give you like a free place to stay, like at a hostel, and you just like make people's beds and meet all these travelers and stuff. So I got to move to a bunch of different cities that way, and I was also like touring in between. So I've met, and working at a venue too. Like, I've met so many different bands, and I'm just so tapped into like the music scene in a lot of different places, and it's definitely helped with bringing in talent to the Cava Lounge for sure. We've had a lot of fun shows.
Yeah, we definitely got to check them out soon. I'm looking forward to it.
And I guess you've seen probably just an increase in natural traffic from that as well, just for the Kava. I mean, it opens it up to so many different people at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's unique for sure. I mean, it's really not like any other bar you go to, because like I said, it's so good at building community, because people aren't getting drunk. Like, Kava is it's known as a root of peace. Like, it's for over 3,000 years in the South Pacific Islands. Like, they always use it for storytelling, and I mean, that's why I think it would help podcasters, especially, is it's great with storytelling. That's why I have like customers who've been politicians and people who talk at AA meetings and stuff. Like, it's great for storytelling and community in general. People aren't getting drunk, and you go to bars that serve alcohol and you see like fights break out. I saw some guy get his head smashed into a brick historic building after I played a show once. Like, you don't see that kind of behavior at Kava bars. Like, it's totally different.
Yeah, and so you said you kind of started in New York, right? So is that where you first started serving Kava? Is that where you first learned about it? And then you said you moved to Indiana. So was there prominent places there as well? And then Kentucky
No, so right now there's somewhere around 300 different Kava lounges in the U.S.
Okay, so it's pretty young as a whole industry.
Yeah, where I sold kava in Buffalo and in southern Indiana, those were at like health food stores. They'd have like a smoothie bar, but those aren't kava lounges.
Right.
They don't sell this like traditional style kava, which is like the way kava is meant to be enjoyed. Like you
Gotcha.
can only get this at kava lounges. So anybody who wants that, they found me, and I get a lot of like the Hawaiian and Tongan diaspora out here in Louisville. That's a little growing community. Honored to serve them. People, who used to do way harsher drugs. They all love kava, and I'm just so happy to be able to be there for them, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's awesome to see the community building. I mean, you can definitely see it, and if you didn't have that community, I'm sure that community is kind of central around the whole venue as well, like the music venue, and seeing the support there, and you just see two communities kind of coming together, which is really cool. Because I mean, you put out a whole CD mix, a whole live mix. We saw that, right? That seems awesome.
You can download that for free on our Bandcamp. It's cvkpress.bandcamp.com. Free download, all recorded here. So yeah, highly recommend that.
So do you just have like equipment just set up there? Do people bring their own equipment usually? You said you have music experience or like venue experience and touring experience. So do you just have stuff there, or do you just record it live? Like how do you record that?
Yeah, that's what I was doing in Buffalo. I actually got my Bachelor of Arts in audiovisual kind of work, and I worked that's mainly what I did at the first proper venue I worked at was audio engineering. So I try to give the music. I mean, it's a tiny room. Like, it's only it doesn't hold many people, but I've gotten compliments how it sounds here, so I try my best.
And no, I definitely understand that. It seems like it would be decent for what it is. I mean, and when I've seen the videos, and it does sound pretty good. So it definitely compliments there and turning it into what it has. Because in the videos, that place is pretty packed.
Yeah, you're filling the place up. It was real cool to see. You can see the community. I think I saw like a little mosh pit, and like somebody like might have fell over, and everybody just stops, picks her up, and they just kept going. It was just awesome to see that.
So what are like your future plans? I guess just continue growing, keep growing, spreading the word of Kava, continuing the venue.
Yeah, trying to bring in more and better talent here. Maybe some more storytelling events if there's any storytellers out there. But yeah, we'll see. Like expanding my menu, maybe. I wanted to, let kind of y'all are the first people I'm telling this, but it looks like we are going to maybe have some hot food in here.
Okay,
nice,
awesome.
Yeah, we have some really big goals that we're kind of developing right now. So yeah, big things, more kava.
There you go.
Yeah, come through.
Oh yeah, happy 2024, man. So it's always good, I was excited to kind of ask that question since it is the first, it's like new year, new everything, it's all about growth and expansion. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are probably hungover right now, and like I say all the time, should have had kava.
Yes.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I've never had it, but I would definitely love to check it out, check out a show sometime, and it'd be fun. It seems like a cool little venue, little community, like you said. So It's
Thank
cool
you so
to
much.
hear the whole story of it too, and like you said, it's been used for thousands of years. So interesting twist to everything else that people are doing. You know, there's other options out there that are better for you.
The is there any show that kind of sticks out, like as far as like those performances? I mean, you guys have you've had a lot of performances just in the last year. Like, does anything like stand out as far as like above others or anything like that?
I mean, I gotta shout out this up and coming local band, Falling Tree Way. They have sold out the Kava Lounge at least twice now, and we got them coming back here March 22nd. Actually, just announcing that here
Awesome.
on this podcast now.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
But yeah, they're great. There's been all the bands, like I said, like it's just such a fun community to give a platform to. I mean, I'm excited for this next year. January, I got my calendar in front of me right here, and it's already packed. Also, I want to announce on your podcast, I do plan on, because we've had like really weird hours this year. Like I do plan on expanding the hours I mean, there are 24-hour Kava lounges right now on the East Coast. That is the ultimate goal, but gonna say I'm not gonna be able to make that happen in 2024. That would be a New Year miracle, but we will be expanding our hours.
That's awesome. Well, like just even like late night establishments here in Louisville, there's not a lot of them. I can only think of a couple. You know, like Spinelli's, they'll stay open till like 4 a.m. and then they close for a couple hours. So like, if you guys are gonna be open 24 hours eventually, that's gonna be amazing. I mean, the city definitely needs that.
Oh, for sure. Like on New Year's Eve, people firing off semi-automatic weapons. I'm like, should have had Kava. Like,
Right. Yes.
I mean, I go out to late night establishments sometimes, and I mean, one time like someone pulled out a gun. I'm like, yo, you don't see that at Kava lounges. Like, it's such a peaceful, laid back. I mean, people come in all the time and they're like, wow, it's just relaxing being here, and they don't even know what Kava is. So I mean, it's a whole different bar scene.
I love
and
it.
It's crazy to be the only Kava bar in town. Like I never would have imagined a few years back that I'd have the only Kava lounge in Louisville. It's crazy.
I think one of the videos that you posted on your YouTube channel, I think it was talking about the origins, and it was talking about I think like how it causes peace. Like there was a war, I think you was talking about, and then they pretty much came to peaceful resolution over the Kava brew, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So and people can watch. It's like a spoken word piece I put up on our YouTube channel. And I just dropped a new video about how to actually brew this kind of kava. I've got homebrew kits for sale here, and like I want people to try kava if they're curious, no matter what. Like if they don't want to get the full pound in the homebrew pack, like I'll just do one serving, like for you, and prorate it. Like I'm really trying to. Anybody who's curious, I think they're gonna find their new favorite drink. Maybe not everybody, but getting back to your point. According to the folklore in like Hawaii and Vanuatu, Fiji, and a few of the other islands, like they say that there can be no fighting when kava's around. Because what made kava reach its ritualistic status in those islands, where now it's used to greet the prime minister or chiefs whenever they're traveling, like they will pick a very specific kava root to then, because the plant matures for 3 to 6 years on average. So they will pick a very strong root that reflects the community in a way and share it with high-ranking members of society whenever they come to visit. And that's because in the ancient times, kava helps settle wars between the rival islands. So yeah, it's a very peaceful experience.
Yeah, it definitely sounds a lot better than some of the aggression that we see with alcohol, definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, back when yeah, alcohol. Yeah, I do not do alcohol anymore. I'm big into the kava.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear like the folklore behind it too. It's an interesting story. I've always enjoyed like those old like ancient stories, ancient tales, ancient histories. So it was kind of cool to hear that piece that you put out. That was really cool. And then we did see the video about brewing it too, which it was an interesting process. We did see both.
And you can tell like you really enjoy it. Like while he was putting it together, I could tell like you really enjoy just put like making it, don't you? Like that's I know people that like cook, food or something like that's their jam, and you can tell that when you're making your brews, that's what you love to do.
Yeah, thanks. Absolutely. I mean, the kava powder I sell here too is like very, very high quality at a very competitive price. Like even compared to like people get it on Amazon and stuff, but my prices are very, very competitive, and it's also a lot cheaper than any other kava lounge. Not that I have competition here yet, but my drinks are stronger for a cheaper price too. So yeah, people should come on down. Like I got these, like you can't find this stuff anywhere else in town, like these Hawaiian like kava edibles and stuff. Like,
and you have a lot of different drinks too, right? Like I think I saw your menu at one point, and there was like shakes and teas and a lot of different stuff.
That's right. Yeah. So I have like a herbal kava based menu and also a spore fungi based menu with adaptogenic mushrooms that have a bunch of similar benefits. And yeah, I mean, it's every kava lounge is so different. That's what's really fun getting into the industry at this point. Like, there's like an upscale kava lounge about to open in Nashville, and there's there's some in head shops in other cities. There's other. I only know of one other kava lounge in the world that has like punk and noise shows like I do, and it was actually probably how I first heard about kava, because it was near where I grew up in Ithaca, New York. This kava lounge. I've still never been there, but I saw that they were really big in the music scene, and they still are. They're one of the first wave kava bars in the U.S. They have a lot of cool programming. Some of my favorite like free jazz composers. But your typical kava lounge has like singer-songwriters and like nothing that like diverse as what I have here. So I'm kind of pushing the boundaries of your typical kava bar.
That's cool though, because it mixes two passions, just music and people having a free place to make noise, and then the kava. And so I think that's important. It gives people exposure who need exposure and who might not feel accepted anywhere else, right?
I definitely feel that for sure. Like I get a lot of the bands who like aren't on that circuit of playing headliners, or like the Whirling Tiger or bigger rooms. And that's the circuit that like I have been a part of as like an outsider musician myself. So I get a lot of my friends coming through. I love to see them, and yeah, it's been so much fun. Like January is going to be a lot of hip hop, which I love. Like the Louisville hip hop scene right now is just like top tier. So it's really cool to see the space turn into a lot more hip hop, and I mean it's going to be a fun year. This is going to be a fun year.
Looking forward to definitely looking forward to seeing you grow and seeing where you go with it.
Yeah, I think, like we've already said, we want to try to make a show sometime, and that'd be fun. And I'm a hip hop fan myself, at least like in the general sense. I'm not overly familiar with like the indie Louisville scene as far as that is, but I just enjoy it. So, I mean, why not? So that's awesome. It's good to hear. Good to hear. I saw some of your posts recently where you had some upcoming shows later this month posted, like lineups already posted. So good to see that that's still going. And like I said, it's awesome to hear your upcoming plans for the new year. Happy New Year again. Awesome.
Happy New Year, huh?
Got anything else? I think. Do you have anything else you want to promote? Anything specific coming up? I think we've covered a lot of stuff, and
yeah, I mean, if people want to check out our shows, I share the flyers. It's at Cave Valley Kava on Instagram, and I'm pretty bad at updating Facebook. So yeah, and there's a Kava hotline too that they can text. It's 502-818-5835. I'm pretty sure.
Awesome. So, and they can make their orders directly through that number, right? They can text
that number, yeah, because like I said, I want to get people their kava, and I have weird hours, so they can text that number. Like, I don't want people relapsing, so they can text that number, and I'm going to do my best to get them their kava. I mean, I just had, like I said, my first customer of the year, and I wasn't even open today, so text that Kava hotline, and I'll try to do my best, or stop in during regular hours. The hours are always updated on Google Maps, so come through.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to stop by and see a show and get a drink for sure.
I would love to, or hey, even film a live podcast here if you want.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to plan one for sure.
Definitely.
That sounds fun. We can do a follow-up.
That'd be fun.
All right, man. Sounds good, man. Thanks for joining us. And I guess you just gave out all the information to contact, so everybody make sure to check him out. It's definitely interesting, and if it's different, and if it's something you need, or if it's something that will help you, make sure to look into it. And if you have any questions, the guy to reach out to. And if you need somewhere to play music or spoken word, it sounds like you've done, or he's there to help. He has the space to help. So that's awesome, man. It's awesome to see.
Keep it up.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Thank you.
I guess with that, we'll catch everybody in the next one.